everybody, it's Amber O'Neill Johnston, also known as Heritage Mom. My family is getting ready to head out on our next Worldschooling trip in less than 48 hours. So before I start packing everything into my suitcases, I thought I would take a little video and show you what types of things that I set aside or purchased for this trip. So I'll also be sure to link in the comments or in the area down below and in my blog post to my last packing thing where I purchased stuff, because some of the things we're taking I already had. So we can start out with these suitcases. And I'm not a huge brands person, so this is not a commercial for any brands at all today. I am not sponsoring anything, so I will link to each thing just in case you're curious. But if you find something similar and is cheaper, go for it. I'm only naming the brands when it's relevant and you might want to find it. But these T-Pro Bold bags, I like them because they're very durable, but they're lightweight. So with 50-pound weight requirements, I don't want half the weight to be taken up with a really heavy suitcase. So I like these. They have two outside pockets, an inside pocket. They buckle. They're big enough, but they're not huge. And I have a third one that I can use if we really need it. But my goal is to pack for 5 people for almost 3 months, 2.5 months. I'll have to count the weeks, with 2 suitcases. And that will be all of our clothes, shoes, and everything that we bring. Like I said, if I absolutely have to, I do have a third bag that I can bring. My husband will bring his own suitcase because he'll only be with us for the first 2 weeks, and then he'll be coming back to the States, so I don't include his stuff with ours. So as part of the suitcases, I have this. It came in a little bag here. It is one of my favorite things. I got this duffel bag because our suitcases are going to be maxed. I'm not going to be able to fit a single souvenir, and I know we'll be going to London, Paris. Most of our time will be spent in Ghana, Accra, Ghana, and West Africa, and then we'll be going to Madrid on the way home. And I know we're getting clothes made in Ghana, and there are going to be souvenirs that the kids are going to want to pick up. And we don't collect a lot of junk on our travels, but the way my bags are going to be packed, literally nothing's going to fit. So I pack this in one of my suitcases so I don't have to pay for an empty bag going. And then, as you can see, it unfolds into a really nice size duffel bag. There are lots of different brands of these. This one I just grabbed because I liked how small it was. It's pretty lightweight, and I'll just take the hit on the amount of space it takes up on the way there packing, but I'll be so happy on the way home. I won't mind paying to check this bag full of the things that we purchased over the months. I have some just basic shopping bags. I have these curler beads here that one of my kids thought they were bringing, but they're not bringing. I just got ones I don't care about because I will probably end up leaving these there. And I find that I need these for going to the market. So in past travels, I haven't brought stuff like this, and you think like, oh, I'll just grab it. But I'm never going to be naive. I cannot always just grab the things I think I can. So I bring these with us. And for other stuff, sometimes you just need to carry things. I have these. There are 5 lunch boxes or lunch bags, neoprene lunch bags, one for me and one for each of my kids. These are primarily for the plane ride, long plane rides that we'll be on. And I got these ice packs. I read that these are TSA approved and that you can bring these frozen on the plane. So they'll be in their bags. So they'll have plenty of food to eat on the flight. But also when we're out and about in our daily lives, we bring food, right? I shop at the market, pack at home, and bring lunches and things on the go. Because ain't nobody got money to be feeding all these kids at restaurants for months, right? So I have those. And then neoprene because I need them to be compact and small and not heavy. So I got these 2 water bottles. They're pricey, but the rest of our water bottles are the same brand and the same type, and I like them. I like them because you use this little button here and to release to drink. They don't ever spill. They keep things really cold. They also keep things hot, but I never use them for hot drinks. And we all used to have one. A couple have gotten lost this year, so I just got a couple new ones. So my camera woman is smiling because she's one of the ones who lost hers. And so I also got these water bottles. These are especially great for the plane, the airport, because you can't take liquids past security. and trying to buy drinks for everybody on the other side of security. I've done that before. I've made that mistake. It's really expensive and it's painful to pay that much for water. So these are also great for once we arrive, and that each child has a backpack that they'll take on the plane with them with all of their things in it. But when we're traveling and day to day, when we're not moving our suitcases and we're, settled in an Airbnb, especially one Airbnb we'll be at for like 7 or 8 weeks, when we're taking our daytime excursions, these are great because it makes your backpack a little heavier in the beginning, but then throughout the day, it just gets lighter and lighter as you drink it, and you can roll them up. So everybody has one of these. Some of us already had them, so I didn't have to buy quite as many. I have an adapter, and I already have one, but I got a second one because I find that the last time we traveled, we were in Greece. That was our European trip. You can read about it on my blog. But when COVID hit, we were in Greece or Paris, and we were in Europe. And I was wishing that I had one for my bedroom and one for like the main area of the house. So that's why I got a second one of those. I just picked one that had good reviews. I got these. This is a carbon monoxide smoke alarm, and they come to a package, and I got 2 packages, so there will be 4 of those that I travel with. I had some last time, but I accidentally left them in our last Airbnb, so gift to the Airbnb owner. But most places do not require smoke alarms and carbon monoxide alarms, at least the places that I travel. It's not like necessarily how it is in the United States. And so that's something I take very seriously. And so I bring those. And then this is just a box of batteries for those 4 smoke alarms. So making sure I have enough batteries. So rain. Rain is hard because we are walkers. We don't rent cars when we travel. We're on public transportation, walking, Ubers or Bolts, as they're called in Accra, if we need to. But these are ponchos. So I bought a box. They come with some adult size ones and some child size ones. So everybody will have 2 ponchos in their backpacks in case we get caught out in the rain. And I hope you don't think I'm like, oh, she's over prepared. Everything that I have is because that bad thing has happened to us before, and I've learned my lesson. So we got drenched one time, and we didn't have umbrellas, but in this particular rain, the umbrellas wouldn't have even helped. But just having something that kept our clothes dry would have been amazing because it was pretty horrible. A pair of shoes for one of my boys. So I used to travel. We'd bring 1 pair of everyday shoes, and we wore those the whole time. But 2 things have happened. One daughter's shoe broke one day while we were out walking, and we had no backup shoes. And she literally had to walk barefoot for a while until I could find shoes. And it took longer than you would imagine. So there's not just like a Target on every corner, right, when you're at another place. And the second reason is because one of my sons lost his shoes on a trip. Yes, I know. Never to be found again. I don't know where the shoes went, but he ended up wearing his sister's shoes for about 2 days, and that's how long it took me to find a pair of shoes in his size. And I paid way, way too much money for him for some designer brand that I had never heard of. It was a designer for their country, but I was really upset. So get some good cheap shoes that he can wear every day. We bring 2 pairs. We each bring a pair of gym shoes, and then we each bring a pair of like walking sandals or hiking sandals, kind of like Keens or Tevas or something like that. So these are mine. I have a pair of Chacos already I could have brought, but I'm getting new ones because my Chacos are really, really old and kind of worn out. And I don't want to risk having anything go wrong. Excuse me. So those are mine. My oldest daughter and I wear the same size, so what's mine could be hers, and what's hers could be mine. These are hers. These are Keens. Those were Tevas. So these will be our everyday walking sandals, and like I said, we each bring a pair of gym shoes. We use packing cubes. So I have 2 different kinds. These are okay, and I pack them by child. We have different colors. I didn't bring all of them up here, but each kid has a different color. So all of the packing cubes that are this color belong to the same child. Because we share a suitcase, one suitcase has clothes, one suitcase has toiletries, shoes, and all other things we need for the month that we're gone. I find these to be good, but I also wanted to get some more because when you're all sharing one suitcase, packing cubes are critical. They're essential. So I fold everything and roll it into really tight rolls and lay the rolls out in these cubes, inside these cubes. So like this might have somebody's, all of their bottoms for the whole time, or half bottoms and half tops. It just depends. Interestingly, we have to pack for 2 types of weather because we'll be in Europe in the beginning and end of our trip, which puts us in Madrid in December. So it's going to be nippy and we're going to need long sleeves and pants. But then when we're in Ghana, we need short sleeves and shorts. So I have to pack a little bit more than usual. And each of my kids has travel journal. These actually belong to just my 2 boys. My girls are downstairs. I forgot to grab them. The girls' travel journals are mostly just blank pages at this point. They have a couple of fun little activity books for the plane, but they're mostly just writing in a regular journal, the same that I have. But these kind of fun activity journals are ones that my boys use, and it just helps them to be able to articulate, and they're guided prompts. And I love keeping these like as keepsakes of their travels over the years. I have a deck of regular old cards. You can bust out some solitaire any and every time I hear I'm bored. These I'm really excited about. These are scavenger hunt adventure books. And so I have one for London and one for Paris. And we're only going to be in each of those places for 4 or 5, maybe 6 days. I think we're in London for 4 or 5 days. We're in London for 5 days, and I think Paris for 6 days. And with that type of timing, usually I know that might sound longer, but we usually stay someplace for months, right? So those are very short kind of vacation type trips for us, just until we get to Ghana and get settled in. And so these books really help to direct what we're going to be looking for and what we'll be on the lookout for when we're doing our touring. So there are things to find, certain paintings in the Louvre, and it'll talk about the painting, and there'll be some question that they ask about it, ask the kids about it. So they have to kind of answer the questions. Luxembourg Gardens and some places that I'm not going to embarrass myself because I don't know how to pronounce. But yes, that'll be really fun. And then the one for London is much the same. It will tell you where to go. Like this is St. Paul's Cathedral, and it'll give you some insider information, and then it will point them to something like here, find the statue holding a bow with arrows slung behind her back and her foot resting atop a man's head. And you get 2 points for that. So we'll be using these as we kind of head out around London and Paris. And we won't be doing things like that as much in Ghana. I have a totally different kind of plan for that. It's more just living and every daily stuff. Not as many touristy things, but we still will be doing some. This is a new backpack. The rest of my kids already had backpacks. This is from my oldest daughter. We did a backpack pass down, and so she ended up not having one because she passed hers and everyone passed theirs down. But I really like this. She likes it too. It opens from the top. It's a little more fashionable than what I may have preferred. I was thinking more of like a bit of an adventure backpack, but you know, whatever makes her happy. There's a place in here for her iPad and other things. And basically each of my kids carries their own math, because we do still do math while we're there. They carry their own travel journals, lunch, water bottles, and a couple of books and a Kindle. And so none of those things have to be accounted for in the suitcases. So other than these things, you know, shampoo, toothpaste, deodorant, hair brushes and stuff like that, and then our clothes, and that's pretty much it. It's lean going around here. So thanks for tuning in. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Otherwise, I will pop back on when we get somewhere exciting and I have something else to share. Talk to you later.